to a new episode of the new cult. Just new cult. We're doing your reaction videos.
Welcome back to New Cult.
Welcome back.
But yeah,
here's a video that I was gonna watch, but it struck me. It is interesting because I'd say Coffeezilla's Anti-Scam Man. Would you say?
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's pretty much what he's known for. Obviously, the whole like crypto stuff is, I think, when I saw him blowing up, kind of exposing like influencer scams or just things, right?
Was it him who like put Save the Kids on blast?
It was him and Mudahar.
Yeah.
To be fair with a lot of people, but I think those two were the ones who like really like dug deep, right? Obviously, a lot of creators got backlash for that. FaZe K got kicked out of FaZe, and now he's just K. His brother eventually left, but apparently it wasn't anything. Nothing really happened to Rice Gum because no one really cared about him. Yeah.
Who is he again?
Who?
Who?
Irrelevant.
But
the irony.
Interesting enough, the one dude I heard he's putting on, I don't want to say blast, but we'll find out. Was Jake Tran, who was infamous for, well, not infamous. He was famous for putting like really high quality documentaries on like corruption, like corporate corruption. So to see yourself become the villain, as the video title says, becoming the villain. We're gonna go through that right now.
In 2022, you either die a hero or live long enough to sell NFTs. That's the new YouTuber life cycle, and today we get the rare chance to see the final form of the greedy influencer. That's right, the legendary Doublest Downus. I'm of course talking about Jake Tran's recent response. Jake Tran is a YouTuber who spent years exposing evil businesses, but now has been doing the same things that he accuses others of. And last week, I showed how he had started selling NFTs in videos about how bad NFTs are, or selling crypto in a video about how crypto is. And it was just so weird to watch.
Yeah.
I was thinking, right? Because like, this kind of reminds me of like speedrunning, right? They always say for you to fake a speedrun, you also have to have like some level of skill in the speedrun. And maybe it's something similar where he was so good at like, I mean, I don't know how good he was, but maybe he was, decent or had a specific skill line of catching like, fake or scams and all the stuff that he was like, you know what, I know how to catch them, so I can obviously make something to move around that.
I mean, once you get the insider knowledge, it just sticks with you, right?
Yeah, but I that's what I mean. Like, it could be the fact that because he had experience in it, he thought that, oh, I know how not to fail in this group. I don't think it started like that, but sometimes greed can tempt the man.
It can make a man feel some ways.
It can. You ever feel those ways?
Yeah, I always look in the mirror at night, like I'm Green Goblin, and think, yeah, how do I get that bag?
How do I steal from people?
How do I steal from the poor?
No.
Watch. It felt like your high school counselor was suddenly trying to sell you drugs right after a DARE presentation. I mean, on the one hand, it's so shameless, it's funny. On the other hand, it's very gross. Now, soon after this video came out, Jake got backlash from his community, and he finally responded to all the accusations. And honestly, I'm surprised. I was expecting a response somewhere along the lines of either, I didn't know it was a scam, or it's not a scam, but he didn't even try that. Quote, what did you expect out of a channel that teaches you to be evil? Lol. Now, I'll be honest, I clearly was fooled. I thought his whole series on evil business videos were exposés, but apparently it's a big to-do list. Like, I think Jake saw this all as a big WikiHow. He's the type of guy to think that The Wolf on Wall Street is like a checklist and not a cautionary tale. The honesty of this. But on the other, much more important hand, you're kind of admitting that you don't care if your audience gets scammed by you, which it seems really wrong. Now, that being said, I'd at least respect it if he fully committed to the villain arc. But Jake softens it in the next paragraph and says, in all seriousness, I put my heart and soul into making free premium videos. Every sponsor on this channel helps fund this channel so we can keep upping the quality and quantity. So if you don't like the sponsors, skip the ads, don't buy from them, or unsubscribe from the channel. So basically, he's not sorry. He had to do the scam ads to keep up with the quantity and quality of his videos. But I don't know if I really buy this, to be honest. I mean, look, I like Jake Tran videos, but let's not pretend they cost a fortune to make. He literally uses B-roll from other people's movies for his visuals, and then he farms out his research to like articles and Wikipedia, maybe a book or two. So this whole thing about like, I had to do these ads, otherwise I couldn't possibly produce this quantity and quality of videos. It's like, my guy, you barely make your videos as it is. Your visuals are from filmmakers. You're snagging their clips for...
Oof.
Oof.
I mean, they're nice to watch, but I guess you're right. This is not like documentary style like you'd see in the CBC or something like that.
I guess it's kind of it's funny too because I remember I was watching a YouTube channel and it was saying like a good way to get your start is subscribing to one of those like stock film websites, and it's like if you just want to like if you don't want to have like any visuals or record something, you can just fill up your video with that, which a lot of people do. A lot of what do people call them, like what PNG tubers? I don't know, where you just like rotate through pictures and in like gifs. Oh well, like with commentary.
I mean, like, let's be honest. I'm not watching the damn video. I'm listening to the audio. I'm listening to what they're saying because, like, I treat most videos like podcasts, right?
I wouldn't say most, but there are a section of videos that I can, right?
I mean, at some point you figure out if this dude's visuals are worth it or not.
Yeah. Well, it depends on the type of video, right? Obviously, if you're watching a video, like if you're watching a comedy video, right? You're gonna want to watch it.
I listen to Key and Peele in the background.
Wait.
No, fuck with you. I just fuck with you.
No, you're trolling, right?
I fuck with you. I'm fucking with you.
Okay. I was gonna say.
You believe me?
No, when you said that, you said that with so much conviction. I was like, nah, ain't no way.
You kind of sus.
Yeah, I would be like, no, you're trolling. You're trolling.
All right, but yeah, I mean, like, I think it's valid. But yeah, Coffee makes a point. Like, I don't see a problem with it. But if he's gonna say, yeah, this is high quality shit, then yeah, you could knock him against that.
Yeah. I guess it's because he specifically said premium in his tweet. Premium is a stretch, right? I think it's a nice editing style. I love a lot of YouTubers that like did that, right? But yeah, premium is a stretch. Premium is a bit of a stretch if it's just like stock film or
Primo is what I think of like on Gumroad or Patreon, shit like that.
Primo is generally when you're either getting like a camera crew or you're putting in significant amount of effort into what you're doing.
No, of course. But in my sense, I meant like exclusive, right?
Exclusive. Oh, you would only use Primo for something that's exclusive?
No,
like you have to pay?
not necessarily. But it's like you got the membership thing, you got the base membership, and then you got the premium membership, right?
No, I get what you mean.
So yeah.
Fair use. And then lately he's been farming out even the voiceover of his work, which it's like, I'm not against that, but pretending you're making some Oscar-winning documentaries that require our blood money to fund is a little bit much. And then there's also the thing about like, hey, just don't click it if you don't like it. Just unsubscribe. But I don't think Jake realizes that this undermines every single one of his videos, because why would you complain about tobacco or DuPont or any of these evil businesses when they could just turn around and say the same thing? Like, hey, if you don't like it, don't buy it. Unsubscribe. Why are you buying our cancer sticks, right? Like, which would obviously be missing the point, but is the exact same argument. And this isn't even to mention the fact that Jake Tran isn't a soulless corporation, at least not yet, but rather is a YouTuber with some level of accountability to his audience. And that all makes the next part of his response even more confusing. He says, I love all of you more than any of you could realize. You changed my life in every way possible.
That's what a man says to his like side woman.
Wait. Says what? I love all of you?
No, but like, you changed my life in every way possible. Like, it sounds.
That's what you say when you're like. That's what you say when like you're going away. Your best friend's going away, or you're out with dinner. No, that's what you say at your wedding vow. You're crying. I love you more than anything.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying. He's cheapening it by just saying it like just so casually, right?
Yeah, but it's kind of the same energy as like, bring your dog on an apology video. It's just the difference is that we're the fucking dogs.
Selling dog NFTs as well. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, maybe he likes dogs.
Every, every,
Looks like,
I like even sociopaths love dogs. That's one thing I've noticed.
hey man, maybe he's just a furry.
We're not doing that right now.
Okay. I don't know what to do with this. Like, nothing in these two paragraphs seems to have anything to do with the other. They're diametrically opposed. Like, unsubscribe if you don't like the scam ads I'm running, but also, I love you very much. Like, I don't know if I buy this. I mean, I'm sure his life did change, but I think he's happier about the money part of the equation. Clearly, Jake finally ends the response. I apologize for nothing. Stay dangerous. So he's not sorry. All of you who got ripped off, just in case you are wondering if you felt any bit of remorse, the answer is no. And I'm assuming he's one of these guys who thinks apologizing on the internet is like having your pants pulled down in front of the whole class. It's the worst thing that could happen to you. And maybe that's true for some influencers, but if you're the guy exposing corruption, you can't just like shrug off being corrupt yourself. It destroys your whole appeal. And I think this just highlights a problem that I have with Jake's general mentality. Like, I may be wrong about this, but I think he thinks that being a little bit evil is like necessary and important to survive in this world. In fact, that's sort of the point of his entire stay dangerous sign off. He said before that this is the purpose of his channel, and even quotes,
You're not Machiavelli. It's not. He's not. You're not Machiavelli. Is all I'm going to say. If that's how Jake thinks.
I mean, that whole thing about like you have to be a little bit like evil to survive in this world. There's a lot of people who hold that like mentality. Not necessarily
They hold it like
not,
gospel. I've seen.
No, well, I'll clarify. It's not that it's be evil, but it's kind of more of like you kind of need a little bit of selfishness, a little bit of ego. A lot of people feel that way to like survive, and I mean, everyone has their own way of surviving. I wouldn't say you necessarily need to be, evil. I don't think you need to be looking out for violence, but yeah, no, that's not.
Well, I mean, I think in the sense of like, don't like you gotta scam mans, run these like operations and all this shit. Like you gotta like it's like at some point when you make enough money, the work does itself.
Yeah, I just meant more, not necessarily like money thing, but just more like some people do feel like you need to have a certain level of like ruthlessness. Like, don't be too soft, right? But I think when it goes to like, you need to be a little bit evil, then you're kind of just fucking with other people, which is what she's doing. When you're scamming someone, you're taking from someone. You're literally fucking with someone, right? Which, yeah, I don't know. It sucks, right? Okay.
Machiavelli to suggest that you can't be a good guy.
And that has become the perfect.
What'd I just say?
Wait, what?
He's like, you don't have to be Machiavelli. It's like, what'd I just say?
I think I missed that part. Before I left.
Even quotes Machiavelli to suggest that you can't be a good guy.
And
there you go. Bro, this guy is... come on, you can't be this predictable.
that has become the purpose of this channel. To expose how this world of power really works. To help you navigate this world. To level out the playing field for the powerless. To help you become more dangerous. Because as Machiavelli once said, any man who tries to be good all the time is bound to come to ruin among the great number who are not good.
So there it is. He just says it. Like, his job is to make you more dangerous. I guess by selling you scammy NFTs. But it's pretty clearly...
Mm-hmm.
So you watch him, right?
Somewhat. Yeah, I watch it for some things, right? Because like his videos are useful in exposing certain corporations, right?
So wait, has he always pushed this whole be dangerous thing?
To be honest, like I watch him, but not that seriously, so I don't know. Because like I leave him in the background, right?
Because it's sounding like that's his tagline. Stay dangerous or be dangerous.
Like it's like a YouTuber intro. I don't pay attention. He might have honestly, but it seems like the way the comments talk about it. No one quotes the fucking "Let's be dangerous" thing. I don't think.
I mean that self-proclaiming yourself as dangerous isn't really like smart, but
I get
like
I get it, but at the same time, it's like it's a little bit too try hard.
Yeah.
Just a smidge.
No, but just
It
could you
heavily
imagine?
implied that like being good and doing things the right way is like a sucker's game. It's a loser's bet, which obviously I really disagree with. I think Jake thinks he's found the red pill of life. And I just kind of feel bad for him for that because I'm almost positive this is going to backfire on him in a big way. But I don't know. Maybe that's my naive perspective. I have seen a lot of influencers just getting away with scamming their audience and they just don't care. So maybe we're in a new world, but in my opinion, you can get ahead in the short term by cheating a little, selling out your audience. But once you get that reputation, it sticks. And all in all, I think it was a pretty terrible response. Maybe like a 3 out of 10. That's basically it. See ya.
Out of 10. Uh,
So overall thoughts? Ignore my recommendations.
I was gonna say though, like, I think there is some truth, right? Like, because he was saying, he doesn't think you can, like, obviously, or Coffeezilla was saying, like, he doesn't believe that, you can't be the good guy in every situation, right? Or you can't make it by being the good guy in every situation, right?
Yeah, that's what he's essentially suggesting. Even though, like,
Right.
ha-
But I
being
think,
being like, what he means by evil confuses me because it's like even
well,
people who are like scummy still have like they know not to cross some mans.
no. But what I'm trying to say is, right? Because I think him like saying, "Oh, be dangerous, stay dangerous." I think that's just kind of weird. Honestly, I just think that's kind of weird, right? But then I think Coffeezilla was like basically saying, he believes that you can't like. Oh, let me try to frame this better. Coffeezilla is basically saying, in a certain sense, like you can still be like very successful going completely good, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think in some reality though, when you are the person that's like constantly good, always good, right? I think there is also going to be a level of uh, kind of risk to that, right? And especially in certain industries. Um, so I think yeah, I think you can always be good, but I also think you also need to have, I guess, like street smarts too, right? Because if you're constantly good, that kind of can go into you being taken advantage of and stuff like that. So I do think it kind of needs to be a balance.
I think it's too simplistic because what do they mean? What does that evil look like? What does that good look like? Right?
Yeah, right.
Like
Obviously,
a good guy could just stay in his lane and just keep at it for the rest of his days and not fuck around too much, right? He don't go out much. He just keep to himself. While a bad guy could be out there making connections all the time, right?
yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
guess I guess he kind of means like how you take things, right? Like your everyday,
I guess your
and when you put
conduct.
into yeah, pretty much like your conduct, right? And I do feel like I personally have this belief that like someone who is good is someone who is like when I label someone as good, like this is a good person. This is someone who tries to be good in like every facet of their life, right? But the reality of things is that that's not how most people are. Most people kind of stay in a very neutral state. They are good to people that they know, but you know, when it comes to a stranger, you kind of still have to assess that. And I think there's level to it. Like it's kind of like holding the door for someone, right? You hold the door for someone because it's good, or you just naturally like, oh, let me do this, right? It's kind of weird, right? I think sometimes people do things to make someone else's day, and then sometimes people do things to, yeah. But I do think here's the thing about like reputation, especially in the online space, at least from what I've seen, is your rep is everything, but I think it's a lot harder to ruin your rep than people give it credit for, right? I think people just assume you've done something bad, your rep is ruined. In the reality, unless you've gone to like certain extremes or you've done something that someone cares about, it's like really, really hard, right? I always
Yeah,
the example of like Chris Brown. Like anytime you think of Chris Brown, this guy literally beat Rihanna, right?
do you know? I hope all Rihanna fans hate Chris Brown, but
They don't. They don't. I can guarantee you, they don't.
like a lot of them or most of them.
Uh, it's more of a thing in the past.
I mean, look, all I'm gonna say is he beats women. Like, yeah, he's a good artist, but he beats women. And when we still make jokes about Rihanna being beat to this day.
Yeah, but like in reality, it didn't affect him. Like it didn't affect his money. And I'm just saying,
Some
like,
women liked him more for it. No, I'm joking.
dude, he charges female fans $1,000 to take a picture with him, and they pay, right? It's kind of the same thing, right? Chris Brown, or not Chris Brown, R. Kelly, he still has fans, right? So yeah, I don't know. It is pretty funny when you see cancel, right? Because I've seen people get canceled for very minor stuff, and I've seen people be canceled for not get canceled for pretty big stuff because they just don't care
Yeah,
at all.
I really do hate this. I do hate that, and I could think of There's examples all around on both sides.
I actually seen a recent example, and honestly, I cannot believe my eyes. I'm like, holy shit. Yeah, I was gonna say, so one like example I know of was recently in the summer. This one person got canceled, right? And this is someone like I followed. It was funny. One of my friends followed them too, and she was like, I won't say who they were, but basically they got outed as being like really fucking like abusive, like manipulative, ending like friendships in the background. Basically one of those people who try to like have such control over everybody. You know what I mean?
It's kind of cringe, bro.
Yeah. Um, and she got canceled badly. But basically, what happened was she got canceled. She left. She came back, and she kind of like dropped her whole like VTuber persona, kind of going back to saying right. And I was there now. It's like kind of being like, okay, let's see like what's going on, right? Because you could see people who are like, yo, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, all this stuff. Obviously, they get blocked. Obviously, the hate goes away. Then they're able to kind of go back and do their own stuff, and now they're doing well. They're pretty much not exactly at where they were, but they went from 100% where they were, dropped down to like 30%. Now they're back at 80%, right? Because it's really hard to cancel someone if they just straight up don't fucking care, right? Unless you're diddling kids, you're
Unless you're
probably
just a
gonna
fucking
come back.
criminal,
Yeah, unless you literally you know it's hard to hurt. It's hard to be canceled for hurting someone's feelings, basically.
essentially.
Do you have any post commentary you want to say?
No, not much. So in this case, I said what I needed to say before. Well, I wanted to say before. I think I'm good. So, that's all we have to say today. This is I hope you like our first little reaction video. We're gonna bring in more because there's a few videos I'm sitting on that I wanted to watch. Some are comedic, some aren't. So, take care, everyone.